tradition of both men, but the Russian champion...
I must break you.
This is the end of the road, Galvatron.
Rocky IV and Transformers the movie came out back-to-back, 1985 and 1986, and both of them did something that was absolutely shocking for their time. Both of them introduced brain damage as a consequence that would change everything for the main characters going forward, Rocky Balboa and Galvatron. Two different worlds, two completely different audiences, and both franchises made the exact same mistake. They introduced the damage and then they just forgot about it. And a lot of people out there to this day, I honestly believe, have never put those two stories side by side and realized just how deep that parallel goes. Now, when Rocky V comes out in 1990, we find out immediately Rocky has brain damage. Not a bump on the head, not a headache, irreversible neurological damage caused by absorbing those punches from Drago. His doctor tells him flat out, if Rocky ever fights again, it could kill him. Rocky Balboa, the heavyweight champion of the world, is forced to retire. He loses everything, his money, his mansion, and now his career, because of what Drago did to his brain. They took the victory of Rocky IV and put a real price on it. There was a consequence for his choice to fight Ivan Drago. Rocky V at least tries to deal with the brain damage. Rocky's hands shake, he can't fight, he has to find another way to be relevant. Here's where things change in a very bad way. Rocky Balboa comes out in 2006, 16 years after Rocky V. The brain damage has been quietly retconned to a mild, basically described as something comparable to a long-term concussion syndrome. And Rocky gets back in the ring to fight against the heavyweight champion of the world. A man in his 50s with brain damage, and nobody in the film treats it as a death sentence. It was in Rocky V. The consequences that were supposed to define the rest of Rocky's life have quietly been rolled back. Now here's where I want you to follow me, because this is the part that nobody's going to talk about, because this happens on the other side of the pop culture universe, in the animated world to be more specific. The same thing that happened to Rocky, exact same thing, happened to Galvatron. Transformers the movie, 1986. Megatron is beaten, he is dying, and Unicron takes what's left of him and rebuilds him, tortures him, reformats him against his will into Galvatron, and right from the start, Galvatron is not right. He is powerful, more powerful than Megatron ever was, but something is wrong. Between the rebuilding of Megatron into Galvatron and what Rodimus did to him at the end of the movie, Galvatron's mind snapped. By the time season 3 comes around, Galvatron isn't just ruthless, he's unstable. He's turning on his own troops. He's making decisions that make no sense, and he's screaming unpredictably like a madman whose own army is afraid of him.
Out of my way, fool!
Mighty Galvatron, please! We must use strategy!
Strategies for cowards!
Remarkable. Galvatron is doing most of the work for us.
That is treason, Swindle! We need Galvatron!
Hey, that's a can of old lube! He'll be the death of all of us if something isn't done about him.
I, for one, am tired of being bashed around by our supposed leader.
Either you do something about his craziness, Cyclonus,
or we'll do something about both of you.
Now think about this. The writers took Galvatron's brain damage so seriously that they created an episode called Web World, a story where Cyclonus secretly takes Galvatron to an alien planet called Torculon, a living planet that functions as a psychiatric institute. The whole episode is dedicated to curing Galvatron of his brain damage. His mental instability is treated as a genuine medical condition. They throw everything they can at Galvatron, and nothing works. Galvatron's insanity is just so out of control that eventually it destroys the planet. Now think about this. The writers of both Rocky V and Transformers Web World was so serious in trying to tell people about the brain damage and the effects that it could cause on someone that they dedicated a whole story to Galvatron and a whole movie to Rocky dealing with the crisis of brain damage. Okay, so now, like Rocky Balboa, we have the fourth season of Transformers, The Rebirth, released in 1987. Only 3 episodes came out. Galvatron's back. He is screaming. He is leading the Decepticons. He is a functioning villain again. And the brain damage, the madness that an entire planet couldn't even cure, well, it's not even mentioned. It's not there. The instability that nearly tore the Decepticons apart, it's barely mentioned in the episode that was supposed to close out the Generation 1 story. Galvatron is essentially reset. The consequences that it defines an entire season are erased. Rocky Balboa and Galvatron are definitely opposites. One's a hero, one's a villain. Yes, but they both have a same tragic event take place in their lives. Something so tragic happens to them that it causes brain damage. And in Rocky and Galvatron's case, we were all given the impression that this was an incurable thing. Rocky was told by the doctors it was incurable. Galvatron, the doctors on Web World told him it was incurable. It was so bad that he wound up destroying the planet that was trying to cure him. And yet, by the time the movie Rocky Balboa comes out and the fourth season of Transformers comes out, there is no mention, or at least very little mention of it at all. It's like the writers realized the audience was ticked off and said maybe if we don't talk about it, they'll forget about it. Anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on this, my friends. Tell me what you think about my idea here. Do you think Galvatron and Rocky Balboa, their brain damage story being pushed aside like it was it a satisfying way for you to put an end to it, or do you think they deserve better than what they got? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on this, so drop those comments below and let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, please like it, share it, and if you could please subscribe. Until the next time, my friends, God bless.